all live. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So now, welcome everybody to the live stream. I'm just gonna get up and change something over there on that screen. I'll be right back.
And this is the
I
beauty.
didn't know. I forgot. I completely forgot. I put the mouse over here so I could do it.
You see?
Man. See?
It's
Boom.
It's been a long day and a long week.
Yeah, think it's been a long day. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Creative 7 Live at 7. So many sevens, and we're here.
It's your lucky number, isn't it?
It is. It's
There you
definitely my lucky number. It's always been around my life. And you know what? Tease with the tease. That's why I decided to. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, why'd you name your company Creative 7? Like, what's the big story behind it?" And the honest truth is, the big story behind it is that there isn't a big story.
It's just a lucky number.
It's just my lucky number. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Being raised in Portugal. Sorry, I'm just moving the desk a little bit because it was off centered there, and
That's
it was
fine.
it was complicating my vision. Designers, they have to have everything nice and skewed properly. Well, not skewed. Skewed means the total opposite. Hold on.
I was gonna say.
Okay, never mind. You know where I'm getting
I
at.
got it.
But anyways, as I was saying, so being raised in Portugal, the school system there at the time, I don't know how it is right now because I'm old and things might have changed.
No, but I think that might still be the same way.
Basically,
The
every
organization,
student,
yeah.
every student in every classroom would be designated a number. So, and that would be according to
And
your
that
last name.
Yeah. No, your first name.
Your
there.
first name?
Your first name, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because
Your
I
first
was
name.
always number 2 because my name starts with an A, right? And for some reason, I always got number 2.
Who was number one? Who?
Albert.
Somebody have? Oh, okay. I
Albert.
was gonna say, did somebody have like the number one as a name? Like
I'm Anna, and he was Albert. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well-
and you never switched class. So here, the person you have in period 1, it's not the same class as period 2.
Yeah,
right
there it was different.
You
It
stick
was
to the
different.
same schedule
So,
with the same people, right?
There you go. Same
Almost
theory.
like elementary school here.
Same theory for me. So
Yeah.
being Jamie, letter J. I don't know, coincidentally or not, because the classes changed every year, but coincidentally, like I would always land on number 7. I think there was only one year that I wasn't number 7. I don't even remember what the number was.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I came to Canada for grade 9, but up to grade 8, I was always number 2.
Number 2, number 1, number 2. But so that's how the number 7 kind of got into my life.
We
And
have Mad Kiwi saying hi to us and saying that Portugal is a great country. He was in Porto for a week waiting for a backlot. Oh man, like Porto is.
Mad Kiwi, welcome to
I
the
don't-
show.
I'm
and
not too far from that town, and it's
she's
an awesome
she's
city.
so she's from the northern part of Portugal. So Porto is like what, an hour away from your
An hour
town.
and 15 minutes away from my town. Yeah.
So I'm from the south. I'm from the Algarve. I'm a beach boy.
You're gonna
but-
start singing
no,
Aruba,
no.
Jamaica. Never
No,
mind.
man, Algarve, not Jamaica. But I remember when I first went to Porto with you after we got married and we went there on holidays, having one of the weirdest and best dishes that we have in Portugal,
Francesinha.
which are the francesinhas, which translated it
Little
means
French.
little French lady, which
Yeah.
is everything is weird, but whatever. The food is delicious.
Yeah.
It's a heart attack on a plate. But
you should try it.
I
At
totally-
least once in your life,
yes.
you need to try it.
totally say you should try it.
So, yeah.
So yeah, you were saying about your week. How was your week? Because my week,
It was crazy.
that's all I'm saying. My week,
Let's just say it's a long weekend here in Ontario because of Family Day.
God.
And yeah, thank God. I mean, it's even though we're at home, it just seems like there's just so many things coming at us from the kids' school, and it's just everything, And yeah, it was.
listen, it's just been kind of crazy. I'm gonna see here if I can do something on the fly, because I like this little mood that I've got going on with the song in the background. I don't know if
Yeah, no, I like
We
it.
have more people on the chat if you guys want to
No,
let us know.
Mad Kiwi agrees with us that the food
Yeah.
in Porto is amazing.
Right? You can't go there. If you go to Portugal and you think you're going to keep a diet, forget it.
And it's not just Porto, it's like from, north to south and the islands.
Forget it. Just throw it out the window because you're not gonna be doing any of that. But like I was saying, I thought I was thinking of doing. Let me see here. Replay. I don't know. Let's
It's
see.
a very fancy board you have there.
I know it's the roadcaster. You know what? I'm gonna have to say I should stop one of these days and actually learn how every single thing works on this, because it is an amazing little piece of device, and I honestly I think I'm just scratching the surface on this. Not because I don't know how to work with it. Well, I don't, but it's because I haven't put any time towards trying to learn how to work with this.
Well, I'll have to say that from the time I used to do radio, we've come a long way.
I know. Here's your radio station, people. There you go.
It's huge board in front of me.
There
They
you
probably
go.
didn't do half of what this one does. And yeah.
You know what? It's kind of on par with that.
Yeah.
Let me
so
just
there you go.
put this over here. So, if you're new to the whole live stream, if you're catching this episode as the first episode, this is the third episode that we're doing live. And the other two have been fun. The first one was kind of chaotic. The second one chaotic as well. And this one, you know what? I think it's the
But what
theme.
do we do that is not a little chaotic?
I think it's going to be the theme of this live stream is going to be the chaotic creative 7 at 7 live stream
There you
stream.
go.
Man,
That's what
do you
we
like
are.
that name?
I do.
I think try saying that 10 times in a row. But anyway, so we start off by just complaining about our week and seeing what was done. So I think we've complained about that one
I
already.
think that what made it worse was the -20 we've had outside every single day.
It's been cold, people.
Freezing.
It's been
and-
cold here in Toronto.
And as you know, I don't deal well with winter. I don't deal well with cold temperatures. And I
Wow.
think that's what made me
Yeah.
very tired too. So yeah, there you go.
It has been one of those weeks. But in terms of work, for me, I don't know what happened this week, but every single day was, 5 o'clock would come around and I would look back and think about it and go, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Where did they go? Like, what's going on? And there are weeks like that. It's, no matter how much you try to plan your week, to plan your days and to schedule everything, some of those weeks you're going to have this happening, which is, the phone calls and the emails and just people calling you to do this in a rush and doing that in a rush. And it's just been one of those.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's I think everyone is just tired, like in general.
I'm
right?
going to say I'm tired.
And,
I'm happy for the weekend that is just around the corner. Literally. I think we can say
It's
that we are.
Valentine's Day too.
We're in the weekend. It's going to be Valentine's.
I'm wearing pink. You see.
You're wearing pink. I'm wearing red. So
there
we're
you
in
go.
the
theme.
the zone. In the zone, I guess. I wasn't thinking about it, but whatever. But you know what? Here's Mr. Grumpy now saying, "I hate the weeks that follow the long weekend." And my reasoning, it's great.
I still love a long weekend.
Listen, it's great to have 3 days to kind of chill and relax a bit because I always tend to kind of try to catch up to work. So it's like one of those catch-22s. But the worst part is the Tuesday. When Tuesday kicks in, it's like all my clients.
The ones that are supposed to contact you on Monday plus the ones on Tuesday.
They were like sitting in the couch and thinking, okay, I need to do this, this, and this with Jamie. Let me start making a whole list. And then Tuesday comes around and they all kind of get together. I honestly think my clients, they call each other out. They must have like a WhatsApp group or something. And they all kind of get together and they go, okay, what are you going to ask him about? What are you going to ask him? And they strategize it, and they all kind of like just throw everything at me at once, and they make it fun for me, and then just keep it coming.
It is.
All right, so let's move on to our next portion of this show, which is talking about stuff that has happened in the world of tech, of culture, of anything that's interesting to me, which is usually what I post on Facebook and on LinkedIn throughout the week. You help me out with that as well, posting all that stuff. Last week we had a fun one with really weird toys.
I love that one.
Really weird toys.
And it's funny because I didn't have time to fully check that one, and so it was very surprising to see it when we went through it. And
Well, you know what? I always like surprising you with the conversation
I
because
don't always have the time to go click on every one of them.
so for you to understand, I choose the topics that we're gonna be talking about here in the show just before we start the show. So I start getting everything ready. She's working on that end. So even though she's seen the news on the feed,
Sometimes I'll check them, but other times I either get interrupted or something, and then I'm like, okay, there goes that one.
So essentially, I pick and choose some of the stories. She has no clue which stories I'm bringing into the show, and I kind of like keeping it that way because I feel like getting your honest opinion and honest reaction to these news pieces that I choose. I think it's what gets, it's what makes this show good, catching you by surprise. I mean, this is all about catching you by surprise.
Because I react, right?
It's all about the reaction.
I don't know how to hide my emotions and what I
Nope.
think.
Nope.
My face reveals. I'd be a really bad, what is it? Is a poker player? I would be a really bad one.
Well, I don't know. It might actually work in it might work.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Need to
But
train
honestly,
myself.
you have that teacher side of you, which you just never know what you're going to get, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, before I
that a
get into more
compliment?
trouble, people,
I'm
I'm
trying-
going to continue talking here
Just-
about
it
the
didn't
topic.
sound like a
So,
compliment, but okay.
okay, we're going to be talking about something that is actually pretty cool for me.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to like it or not.
Shoot.
But even if you don't like it, you're gonna give your own opinion. So, one of the things that that kind of came to my radar this week, and it was actually through my nephew sent me a link to the videos that we're gonna just catch a glimpse of, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing! Like the way that technology has evolved when it comes to
Kinda scary.
3D content, people, is unbelievable, and it's unbelievable, and you're gonna figure out why I'm saying unbelievable, because the company that he sent me the link about was for Unreal Engine. So let me just which button is it? This is what happens when you get a lot of buttons. Yeah, there you go. So Unreal Engine. So these are the guys behind a lot of the games that we see coming out. Like there's a little piece here that showcases.
Some of them are quite unreal, I have to say.
Yeah, some of them like
when I see you play, it's like, wow.
yeah, there's Fortnite here, which our son is like,
Oh, man.
addicted to. I play some games too, but I don't think any of the games I play have the Unreal Engine, but they're still good. This is another part of the whole conversation that I want to bring in is like, it's not only them. These guys are making. So what Unreal Engine is, if you guys want to check this out, by the way, you can go to their website. It's unrealengine.com. There's a whole whack of information, a lot of cool imagery there. And my point is, the videos that I got to see this week just blew me away in terms of how much the quality has gotten, because they've developed this stuff and they always keep adding on to it. And the cool thing about it is that they made this kind of ready for the public. Whoever works in this field can come in and just play around with this thing and just add on more things and just push it to the limits and ask for more things. And that's pretty cool. That's how you get things to kind of evolve
What
and
more
to
can
grow.
you add to this? Because it's pretty unreal. It's
So
pretty impressive as
this
is, right?
this is really, I'm gonna showcase one of the videos here so you guys can see. Okay, so what you guys are seeing right now, this is computer generated, right? Look at this. This is kind of creepy at the same time. The level of quality, and they're zooming in to a lot of like the details of this little video presentation. The strands of hair,
Everything.
the skin tones,
Wow.
the
Look at that.
eyes. I mean, it's freaking
Yeah.
unbelievable, the
Yeah.
amount of details that you see on this. It's crazy. So there's this video. I'm going to stop. Well, I think I might have clicked on Joe Rogan there. But there's this other one, and this is really comparing what you can do.
That's crazy.
Once the craziest part is that, let's say, so look at this. You can change the character's face, skin, put more
Go from
wrinkles,
young to older, and
young
vice
to old,
versa. Yeah,
change
yeah.
everything essentially on the fly.
Crazy.
Once this is all set, people can change this on the fly. So I'm here thinking we're gonna get to a point where I feel kind of sorry for actors and actresses
Yeah,
because
I was going to say you won't be able to tell the difference
I
between.
think there's still going to be an involvement by them because
Yeah.
you know if they act out, so the camera can capture what the actor is doing and translate it directly into what the character is doing. I mean, it's blowing my mind the amount of things that these guys can do is just
that's
crazy.
Awesome. Yeah.
And it's not only people, it's environments. So one of the things that popped up on the news that I was reading and all of that is because of COVID and the fact that we have to be home and now all of the studios that are recording stuff, they can't go out as much
The way
because
they
there's just
Yeah.
so many
work.
complications, right? So many restrictions that you have to go through and obviously and the disease itself, and you have to be careful with that. You don't want to get people sick, actors and
There's a lot of
crew
angles.
members, because
Yeah.
it's not, you know, you watch a movie and it's you see the 5 characters on the screen, but behind
There's
those characters
hundreds
are
of
like
people
hundreds of people,
involved.
you know, the sound guys, the camera guys, all of those people. So you got to be careful. So what this is bringing up to the table
Yeah.
is the possibility for now these guys to do everything on the computer and you can't tell the difference anymore.
Yes.
Like, I don't think most humans looking at this stuff from their couch are going to be able to tell the difference if that is real or if that is not.
Well, even what's been done up to today has been
Oh, yeah.
like impressive. I remember trying to convince my mom because we were just our son was watching one of the Star Wars where I forget which one, but the actor actually is dead. One of the captains. I'm not
Oh yeah, I
familiar.
remember. I can't remember
I'm
his
not
name, but
familiar with. Anyways,
I know who you're talking
And-
about. He
and
died,
I-
and then they brought him back into the movie. Yeah.
So and it's one of the movies, the latest ones. But anyways, I was telling my mom, I'm like, that guy died like in 1990 something, and she's like, no,
That doesn't make any
that
sense.
makes no sense,
Yeah.
right? But honestly, I could understand her confusion because it looked pretty good. There were
Yeah.
certain things that, yeah, you could tell they were not, perfect. But then again, what is perfect?
But-
It was
well-
pretty impressive. So this just takes it to the next level.
Well, look at the since we're talking about Star Wars, the Mandalorian. I
yeah.
don't know if you guys have been watching it or not, but it. Well, first of all, if you're not, you should be, because it's an amazing
It is.
series.
It
It's
really
just
is.
so well done. But do you remember that other part, the behind the scenes part that we were catching up because on Disney Plus, was it on Disney Plus that they had? Yeah, it
I
was,
believe
of course.
so. Yeah.
because that's where the
That's where-
Mandalorian
what it
is.
is. Yeah.
So they had this other kind of mini series of the behind the scenes and how they did stuff and interviewing the actors and all of that. But one part was actually talking about this humongous studio
Yeah.
that they built. So if you guys haven't watched it, imagine this, like the whole, there's that whole area in the front
Yeah, they
that is
show it, yeah.
real, but there's a whole screen that goes all the way around that is in such good quality,
Yeah.
and they can throw in this 360 technology
Yeah.
that basically it blends in the foreground with the background,
Yeah.
which is the digital.
It's pretty cool.
And the most mind-boggling part was it's connected to the cameras. So when the cameras are moving around the actors, it's actually telling the background to move with it.
Yep.
So that the angles are always correct in every single movement that the camera makes
was-
around the actor.
It's crazy. As I love The Mandalorian, but I have to say I liked watching that probably just as much as I did watching the show itself. It was
Unbelievable.
So, and their conversation, because they have like sort of a roundtable explanation, right? Their conversation and how they thought about each detail and how, like, the obstacles they encountered, how they were able to surpass those. It was like, wow.
And the craziest thing is if you watch The Mandalorian and then you watch this, that's where you
and then you want to go back and watch it again.
exactly, because you've watched the scene that they're trying to explain, and you're like, no way.
Yeah.
How did I not catch that?
Yeah.
How did they fooled me, and they
it's
fooled
true.
everybody because it's so well done. The quality is so good. that there's no way that you're going to be able to kind of figure out what's real and what's not. And these guys, the Unreal Engine, I mean, if you guys go into the website, I mean, they're not just doing gaming. Look, they have like all sorts of things for architecture, for training simulations. What else do they have here? Like automotive and transportation. Like it's pretty crazy the amount of technology that these guys have. It's kind of crazy. So that was the first topic. What did you think?
I loved it.
I don't know. Some people might not like it because they see their jobs going away. But
no, I don't. I never did.
Yeah.
See, I'm in a profession.
I know this is another topic, but let's go for it.
Yeah, and I'll keep it very short. But I'm in a profession where, for the longest time, I've embraced technology. Last year, when we had to go into that sudden lockdown, it didn't faze me because I had everything online. I've been using Google Classroom for ever since it's been available. And I've been always hearing this, oh my gosh, it's going to replace us. It's not. I don't think so. You will always need the human element behind. It just complements it, and it makes your life that much easier.
I think it's all about that. It's all about making our lives easier.
Because if it eliminates one position, it also creates a new one.
There you go. She keeps just stealing my thunder. I don't know what to say.
Well, we've been together for a while.
I'm about to say something.
Okay, I'll shut up.
And then she just steals what I'm about to say. Because she comes into my brain.
That's scary.
And she steals my thoughts, people. You've witnessed this multiple times today alone.
I have that power.
I don't know. Do you really want to be in my head?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think you want to be in my head.
I already know enough.
Trust me, I live in it, and it's scary. It's not good. But yeah, you're right. Of course you're right, because it was my thought as well.
Yes, sir.
It is that, people that just focus on, you're going to lose so many job opportunities because now robots are going to do that or whatever is going to do that. Listen, buddy, you're still going to need people to build those damn things. And trust me, they don't last forever. No, it's like in that movie. What movie was it that the guy said Russian?
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Russian parts, American parts, they're all built in Taiwan. Armageddon.
Take it for what it is. It was straight from a movie. We're not against anything, but it is what it is. It's the world we live in. Things don't last anymore.
And I mean, I never saw that as a threat. I've maybe because I'm influenced by you, because we live. I
influence you?
I didn't say that. Well, sort of.
So nice.
But the thing is, I come home and I hear things about technology. I see you experimenting with new things all the time. And then I ask you, because I do know how to work with software more or less, but funny things do happen to me once in a while.
For an old lady your age, you're doing great.
Right?
You're doing good. You're doing good. I mean, it's listen.
I know. I'm so prehistorical.
Listen, as an old lady, you're so fortunate to be married to such a young man.
Oh boy!
And with that good fortune that you have, being married to such a young, up to date young man. Did I say young?
You are up to date.
I'm
well,
up to date.
Let's debate the young.
That you're fortunate in that sense. You're always keeping up with stuff.
I am fortunate, not with your youth, but with your knowledge. But there you go. So for me, because of that, I've always embraced technology. I see if there are issues with certain things, I see them. But when it comes to replacing me as a human, I never really saw that. And heck, if there is a robot then they can clean my house and do all those chores that I hate doing, I don't care if please replace me.
A robot's called Jamie.
No, please replace me. I'll be very glad. So you know what?
It's you know what? It's I'm so happy that we our generation was able to see the growth of technology.
Yeah.
We we were still raised in a time.
I learned how to type in a typewriter. I have a typewriter. I
Typewriters.
kept it. The one where I learned.
Typewriters were a thing. Rotary phones
Yeah.
were a thing.
And then you used to connect the typewriter to the computers to print because you still were able to do
Listen,
that.
stop getting high tech on us.
You know,
Okay.
and it was so much fun.
So it's been an interesting adventure, and being able to follow the evolution of technology has been great. And it's like a lot of people say, you know what, technology is going too fast. There's a lot going on. It's hard to keep up.
It's true. It is going too fast. But
I think people should try to keep to their lane.
yeah, I mean,
Right?
don't try
And
to understand everything.
You can't understand everything, you know? I mean, like, I like going online and trying to figure out basically any type of technology. I'm a tech lover. I like going in. I like knowing stuff. But I'm
that's
not your
field.
norm, right?
And that's your field.
Exactly.
Like, that's what you like.
But technology is evolved in every single aspect of life and work. So, you know, when people say, there's just so much. Yeah, there is so much. You don't need to know everything 100%. That's what I always tell people. Learn what you need to know about your field, about what you do, and just kind of get a glimpse. Kind of like look around and see what's going on. Don't be oblivious. Like, I don't actually, you know, advise anybody to do that either.
no,
Like,
because then you get.
don't just say, "Oh, I'm getting too old for that. I'm not gonna."
It's not. You're never too old. It's
Exactly.
You're
You're
never
too.
old.
I think that I'm too old for that is the worst excuse ever, because if you think about it,
You're just giving
the
up.
older you are,
The wiser.
the wiser you should be about a technology, because you've had
Yeah.
the capabilities of actually seeing that technology come from nothing to something, right? So you should be way ahead of the ball game.
And don't another thing that I sometimes notice in people our generation and older is don't put down the younger ones. Don't try to say that, you know, oh, they're not going to explain, they're making fun of me. No, learn with them.
Exactly.
Because you have something to share with them and they have something they do discover. Why? Because they're curious, they have more time. They were born into this, right?
And
So
nowadays, the technology available to us makes everything so much quicker for anybody to
Yeah.
learn. So if you're talking to your kids, let's say as an example, we have a 10-year-old
Yeah.
and a 16-year-old. When we're talking to them, we're able to give them some information about the past. And I'm putting this in big air quotes here, in the olden days, again, air quotes. But we're telling them about stuff that we went through when we were kids. And they, you know what, they find that amazing. Like, what? How did you guys meet up? Like, you didn't
And
have
they're
phones.
fascinated by
How
it.
did you do that? Well, it was called, you know what, I'll be there at Tuesday at 9:00, and you stick to it.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays you don't do that because you don't need to. You have all these devices that can help you remember all of this stuff. So you don't need to.
Yeah,
So
I remember a student telling me, you know, can you give me an activity I can do, like just pretend I go back to when you were my age. And this student was about 14 or 15 at the time because I teach high school. And give me an activity that I can do. I'm so bored. So this is a kid that had a phone in front of him, and we had finished a test and we didn't have time to start a new lesson because it was like 5 minutes left. And he goes, "I'm bored. What can I do? If I go back to your time?" And I said, "You want to do one of my activities? Leave the phone behind. Leave everything. Go outside and play." Right? And he was looking at me and he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Exactly that. Go outside and play." There were no
figure it
phones
out.
like that, right? Figure it
Figure it out.
Play. Come up with something. Talk to whoever's outside with you. I don't know.
exactly. You got to
But-
be creative, man. You got to be
But
creative.
it's sometimes
it
that
was.
reality that also helps them be able to understand this technological world they live in, right?
All right. You guys, if you guys keep seeing me looking that way, there's nobody there. It's just a screen. I was supposed to figure out a way to put the screen right in front of me, and then I forgot.
I actually like it because I can see it that way.
You can see, but I'm gonna put it right over here so that when we're talking, we can see it here. Again, we used to put it back there, but then we're like looking over there, and you guys are seeing the back of our heads, and it didn't work. So now you're just seeing
Not a pretty sight.
now you're just seeing my profile,
Oh boy.
which is a lot better. So the next one on the books here is again futuristic. Here we go. This is called a robot that can pick your apples. There you go. So I'm gonna just play this. This
There's
is
a
pretty
cool
cool.
robot.
Look at this. This is pretty cool. So this robot is essentially a drone. And do we still have Outback here on our comments? Is he still lingering around? Because he's a drone guy.
Is he? I don't know.
No?
He did
All right.
mention something, but
Oh.
I'm not sure if he's still here. If he is,
All right. So this is a drone that's connected to the cart there. So it says, do you see that little wire that's hanging from it? That's providing this thing with the power source. So what this means is this thing can work for 24 on 24 hours as long as there's enough light for it to recognize the apples and pick them. And the coolest thing is, I'm going to pull it back again so that we can cut. Well, I think I pressed something else.
I think so.
Oh, there's a tongue there. Oh, God. That is not good. Jeez. What's going on? That was kind of weird. Speaking of weird tech in the future.
There you
know?
go. You just had it there.
It was a weird tongue. I don't know what that was. I swear to God, I was just trying to hit replay, and that thing kind of kicked in. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is again. All right. So let's just take a moment to look at this. So it not only is able to detect the apple, it can actually pick the ones that are ripe, the ones that are good, right? Not ripe. See? And that one is ripe. This is amazing.
Awesome.
And look what it does. On top of that, it's actually getting the information about how many apples it's actually picked and what kind of apples it's actually picked. Like, look at that.
That's awesome.
Look at that. That is unbelievable. Like the way. Okay, here's another good example that we were talking about. Oh, you're going to replace people with machines. Okay, you're going to replace a whole bunch of people that are doing things the wrong way and the hard way when you can get computers.
The only advantage is they're exercising. That's the only advantage.
But listen, you still need somebody to manage these drones. You need somebody to kind of put the stuff working. You still need a human being to go through the analytics and get the stuff. You need people to build these machines. You need people to repair these machines because, like I said, these things don't last forever. So, yeah, you're replacing probably the people picking up the apples. But honestly, let's think about this for a second. If these people that are picking up apples were given the opportunity to study and learn about how the machinery works,
operate that, exactly,
and then start working on that, I think they would rather be doing the tech stuff rather than picking up. Exactly. Come on, let's think about the positive side. But this is unbelievable to see how technology is going to be helping us in the future. I just wish I was like 20 years younger or something, man, so I could see even more of this stuff going on. I think it's a good thing. Honestly, more of this type of technology, any type of technology that can bring us further away from doing hard work and just boring shit is the best kind of technology that I want.
Like cleaning a house. I agree.
Like cleaning a house. So
I agree. You can tell I don't like it at all, right?
No, you don't. You don't. All right, so I'm going to get ready here. We're going to be talking about an app that has been out for a little bit. It's been out for a little bit. It's called Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys have been on it.
It sort of boomed in these past 2 weeks or so,
yeah,
right?
it did boom. I've been listening to people talk about it for a while. Been busy. I just didn't have the thing about downloading the app and all of that. So last week I kind of decided to do it. So I downloaded the app. It's called Clubhouse, once again. And the interesting thing about this Clubhouse is that you can't really just download and start working with it.
Yeah.
You can't start playing around with it. You need to... sorry, the coffee. I keep doing this in every single episode. If you go back, it's like a staple of it, so I have to do it now. Clubhouse is by invite only, which is interesting. So these guys have been around, I believe, since March last year. So it's going on to almost a year. They're still in their quote-unquote beta version. I think it's beta, you pronounce it. Beta, whatever you say.
The thing is, how come it took this long? Because when it comes to, stuff like this, it usually...
Well, this is the thing.
This
is the thing. They started it in March, but... they kept going in beta because they wanted to test things out. I mean, these things are usually, it takes a long time to get a product working right Because one thing is you testing this product on your own with your smaller team back in the office and just doing things the right way because you've programmed things so you know how they work. The other thing is when you unleash it out to the public and people are going to do things that you are not expecting them to do. That's why they're in beta. I think that they need to kind of like remove that by now because it's been so long. They
Yeah.
gotta say, okay, you know what, version 1, and we'll do some updates. I think that's the thing that makes more sense. I'm just gonna bring it up to
It's
to
an
the screen
interesting app. I
so that
think.
we can take a look at some of the screens. Essentially, if you've never heard about this in a nutshell, it is a app that is audio based. So think about podcasts, think about radio, think about forums, think about even conferences, all into one. Okay? So this is audio based. So what happens here is once you get into the program, so if we're looking at the screen right now that we have up, so this section over here, this is your rooms. So they call every single room or every single topic that you can create, they're calling it rooms, okay? Which is an interesting concept. So it's almost like, think about when you go to conferences, like in a big place where you have all these rooms that are talking about different topics. So think about it that way. And they actually call the section where you can go through the rooms, they actually call it the hallway. So you're going on this hallway, you're going through it, you're scrolling through it, and you're finding all these rooms with the different topics. So imagine the topics are in the door, like when you were doing it back in the old days.
Yeah.
I'm already calling it back in the old days. And then here you're seeing the topics of the room there. And then you can see how many people are in that room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Once you click in the room, that is that center part there. So this, when you're inside a room, you see that top portion up there? Those are called the speakers. And that part is called, the top part is called the stage. So it's really like a conference. So people are giving their 2 cents on the stage, and then they're able to bring on people that they know or don't know, people that are within the room.
They may be sharing an interest or something
Exactly.
like that.
They're able to bring those people onto the stage if they want to ask a question or share some information, which is pretty cool. So how do you do this? So at the bottom, see that little hand down there? That's basically, if you're just watching or listening to what's going on this room, and you want to ask a question or you have something to say about whatever's being said at that point, you can put your hand up. And
So
then the moderators, so on the stage, there are a few people that are considered moderators, right?
So they basically took a conference idea into this.
100%.
So
And they say, okay, the moderator can look at the stage, whoever's put their hand up, and they can choose that person to come up on stage, and then that person can talk.
That's awesome.
But that moderator always also has the ability to kick somebody out of the stage,
Well,
right?
okay, makes
So
sense.
let's say, as an example, somebody goes on stage and starts being a jerk, they can send them out. I don't see that happening a lot, I have to say, and we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
I find that interesting. So the cool thing is really that you can have, it has to start with one moderator at least, because that's the person that's going to start. So I can go in and I can start a room. I'm the moderator at that point. I can make you a moderator, and then everybody else that comes up on stage has the ability to speak, but they're not moderators, meaning that they
give them permission to come in.
Being a moderator means you can control that room, okay? And you just don't want to give that ability to everybody that's in the room, because then they can actually kick you out of being a moderator. So essentially, you can start a room, and then you can, if you somebody else that is a moderator that can actually kick you out. So you don't want to do that. But it's been very interesting to see what is going on this in this app. I've been playing around with it since last week, so about 7 days. I think the first day that I really was listening to a lot of the stuff was on Sunday. And obviously, with all of these new apps and anything like this, you see a lot of people that have to do with marketing, that have to do with social media, that have to do, because usually those are the people that are in touch with technology when it comes out, and that's how it kind of evolves by there. But I've seen now lately a lot of people talking about real estate, a lot of people talking about
Interesting.
other topics.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can go in there. Let's say you like cooking. You want to open a room to talk about cooking, I don't know, vegetarian dishes. And boom, you
Yeah.
got a room and you get people coming in. And then you might get other people that are interested in that topic, other chefs that are interested in that topic, and that you can just have a conversation going on and on.
That's pretty awesome.
It has been an interesting little adventure of mine this week, just jumping into a lot of these rooms and trying to figure things out. But this is kind of the sum of what it is. So as you can see on that side, on the third panel over there, and I'm pointing at it, but now I'm going to use the mouse here so that you guys can see. So on this section, you see all of the moderators on the top.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the screenshot might be old because the moderators should have a green
They
little...
have a green star, yeah.
Exactly, a little green star. And those are basically that's the little icon that identifies the person as a moderator. Everybody else doesn't have a green star. And this little icon here is called, it's the little mic thing. So it tells you when your mic is on and when it's off. So there's all of these little rules that aren't really, people are using them and making sure that they do that. Essentially, it's if you're on stage with 10 people, if everybody speaks at the same time, it's going to be chaos. Yeah. So the administrators, or the moderators rather, they have the ability to shut people off if they're making too much noise, or just literally just kick them out of the stage. But out of courtesy, common courtesy, people, when you're on stage, if somebody's speaking, you switch off your mic. So this way, like we're here talking, and the dog might be or I might hit, I might hit the mic, and I'm making extra noise that if I'm not speaking, that noise is gonna,
and it's unnecessary noise.
It's just gonna bother the people that are speaking. They're gonna go, what was that? You know what I mean? Why is the dog barking in the back? Why is that? So common courtesy, you shut it off. Overall, I'm loving the app. I think it's got huge potential. The rooms are capped off at 5,000. So that's pretty big.
That's So I've heard you talk about this.
Well, you've been in there as well.
I know, and I've heard you sort of mentioning that this is a little bit like what Meerkat used to be, right? The only difference is that there's no video here, right? Like there's no
video. This is
just
all
audio.
And for those of you who don't know what Meerkat is, this was a video live chat app that was it was out before Periscope, before a lot of the known apps that have video nowadays.
I would say Periscope got sort of inspired in Meerkat.
Well, I think they were working on something similar, and then they when Periscope,
it was very similar.
Periscope is from Twitter, and obviously Twitter has a lot of followers. And when Periscope went live, a lot of the people transitioned from Meerkat into Periscope. But you're right, the feeling is still there because it was a small group, and what small groups do when it comes to apps is that they create communities and they create people. I've noticed now on a lot of the rooms, people start knowing each other. They've never met in person, but they start knowing each other, much like even here on YouTube, people that are commenting and all of that. You start being friends with these people, and you start knowing who they are, what their channel is all about, what they do in life, and all of that. Well, this is the same thing. Yeah. People start knowing each other.
Minus the video.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting to see the development of this is, the way I see it, apps kind of go into different tiers, right? So they have the video component is when you have everything. So you have video, you have audio, you have text, you have all of that. So there's so many ways of communicating. When you start taking those ways out, it starts making it easier for other people to start communicating because not a lot of people are comfortable showing their face or being in front of a camera. So for those people, this app is good, because now you don't have to show your face. There's only a picture, but you can speak. Yeah. For some people, even speaking, it's not their forte. They don't like to speak in public, so they can just listen on this one. There's no component of texting. You can't text right now. I don't know if it's something that they're thinking about doing. to have text comments. I hope they don't, because honestly,
I was going to say, yeah,
it will be distracting.
Exactly. And I think it keeps you focused if there's nothing else going on.
Yeah, they might. What I would suggest, because it's a conference thing, they might do almost like a chat thing, but it could show up like a little icon if somebody asks the question, and the icon shows up. So if you're a moderator, you can go check the question.
Yeah.
And then you can answer that question, but nobody else has to be bombarded with that question. You know, there's not that distracting feed that we have in almost all of the apps. It gets distracting. You're trying to
really
read all
does.
of that.
Yeah.
So if it just keeps it to its little corner, if somebody, puts up their hand to go speak, or if they don't want to speak, but they want to ask a question by writing the question, then another little icon can show up with like a question mark or something. I'm giving you guys ideas, Clubhouse. Listen to me, man. I know you guys are watching this shit. So listen to me. I think it will work. I think it's been...
Honestly, I liked it the few times I was there with you. I liked it. I liked the fact that it kept me focused. And it's what you're saying. I didn't have any... Even the video sometimes can be distracting because you're looking at the background, or, you're looking... I don't know. Like, it can be anything.
You're looking at what...
I like the art.
Kind of
I like the
Legos
background, whatever, So, but it is true. So it kept me focused, and it made me listen, which is something we don't do very often. Like, listening is important, and so for that, I really, really liked it.
The big boost that these guys got was when Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and Gary Vaynerchuk and a lot of these big names started using they started joining it, and they started talking. And obviously, the rooms just filled up automatically. Yeah. So obviously, if you see a picture of Mark or Elon Musk or whoever it is that is famous and has a big following, the rooms are going to fill up, which is what's interesting is that other people were doing what they call like what do they call it? It's a overflow room, I think it is. So somebody is able to pick up the audio that's coming from that room and create a new room so you can at least listen to what's going on in there, which is interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, the potential of this is big. I kind of went in, and actually my profile on this is coming from the Creative Spin podcast profile, because I want to push and see how I can utilize this platform for the podcast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of podcasters here, a lot of people that do podcasts and work with podcasts that are also trying to figure this out. Can we do this live? Can we do a podcast and have then the live audience interact with us and have question hour after the podcast is done? That's an interesting thing as well.
Questions, yeah.
Then there's the other question is the liability side, the legal side of things. Is can you record? Can you put things out without people's permission? There's a lot of gray areas here. People are putting on the titles. If they're recording it, they're putting it on the titles, and they're kind of assuming that, hey, I said it on the title. So if you're being recorded, don't complain afterwards, because when you went into the room, you should have seen that. There's a little bit of a gray area. I don't know if it's entirely legal, if it's not. I think from all of the rooms that I've been in, a lot of people have those questions. They're not 100% sure. You have people saying, yeah, you can do it as long as you put the record. Others are saying, well, I don't think you can.
There might be a few glitches here and there. You just never know, right?
But overall, I've had a very positive feedback from this Clubhouse app. If you guys haven't downloaded it, download it. Wait for the wish list if you don't have an invitation. But put yourself on a wish list, and there's going to be somebody in your contacts that is eventually going to get into this and get you in. So that's how it works. You need to put your invitation out there, and then if you have somebody in your contacts that's already using Clubhouse, they'll be able to send over that. Every once in a while, so you're only capable of doing that 2 or 3 times initially, and then every so often they'll allow you to invite someone else. Currently, at this exact time, I think I have one more invitation. So if anybody's watching this live,
it wisely,
and you're part of my contacts, you know what? Let me know. I might let you in. I don't know. But then there's that responsibility side, because it says at the bottom of your profile who invited you in.
Oh.
And this is why I think it's keeping a lot of these bad guys,
out. Yeah.
A lot of the people that like going online and just
the trolls.
the trolls of the day and like saying bad things about
The
people
courageous people that hide behind
because they're
fake
hiding behind their
names and
screens with
fake-
fake names and the fake world that they live in, and they think they're all tough because they're behind all of that. Well, this one now, see, I'm not gonna give
own up to who you are.
I'm not gonna give an invitation to somebody I don't know, because I don't
Yeah.
know if he's gonna misbehave, and then it's gonna look bad on me, because
Yeah.
then
Right.
the program and everybody can see.
And why would you allow someone you don't know?
Exactly, it doesn't make much sense.
For
Oh,
me,
but hold on. A lot of people want to get into this, and from what I've heard, there's been like money made on this. People are saying, "Oh, I have an invitation. Give me like
of course, there's
some money, and I'll let you in." And there's always going to be that. Hopefully, this won't ruin the whole platform. So far, so good. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. I hope to see you guys there. If you're there, don't forget to check me out, Jamie, Iria. I'm going to be there somewhere. You'll find me, or at Creative Spin Pod, not podcast, pod, because they're limiting the characters I have there, and I couldn't put podcast. So,
well, you kind of understand what it is.
yeah, you kind of get it. All right, moving on. So this is the part of the show at the end that I always like to talk about.
Stuff that you like.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
YouTube channels.
There
So
you
we
go.
have YouTube channel. That's the one we're talking about now. And then right after, we're going to talk about a podcast.
All right.
So I completely thought that we had the other screen on. I wasn't. See, that's why I need the screen over here, because then I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the host and director and tech guy behind the
And
camera
it's been
and
one
in
of
front
those
of the
weeks.
camera. And it's been one of those weeks. Welcome to the Creative 7 live show. So
Man.
this guy, Rene, I like his name. His name is Rene Rishi. He is a tech guy. So he's been doing videos for quite a while. He's been doing a lot of stuff. And he focuses a lot on Apple stuff.
Interesting.
He's been growing considerably because his content is good. And he's very consistent with his stuff. I wish. I'm not.
You're getting there.
I do the Friday nights.
You're getting there. You do. You do the podcast, the Creative Spin podcast.
During the podcast.
You have a new idea that you are cooking, and so
But
you're getting there.
Rene, he is much better because he puts out videos all the time. And I don't know how this guy, I mean, I guess this is his job now.
Well, there you go.
He was actually, I think he was, he stopped working for this company and started kind of dedicating himself to this channel of his. And listen, when somebody's doing a good job, and he's really good at what he does, and I love following him. Well, actually, oh no, I'm subscribed there. I'm not. I got way too many accounts going on.
Yeah, I see.
But I do follow him, and I do. Actually, he's probably one of the channels that I follow on a weekly basis, like rigorously. Rigorously, yeah. That no, guys, listen. It's almost 8 o'clock.
Oh my god.
My tongue is tired. Words, complicated things come out. Might not be the best.
No.
It happens. Can you forgive me? All right, thank you. So again, Rene Ricci, he talks about all things Apple. As soon as something comes up from Apple, some rumors, some new tech stuff, some new tricks and tips, and I mean, this guy's got all of it here. Again, if you guys are into the tech life and you are into the Apple ecosystem, or just curious about the Apple stuff as well, he's got all of the videos you can think about all of this tech stuff. And what I like about him, they're very, like, he does his homework. It's not just like
Here it is.
Jamie that just comes up here and just starts talking about stuff.
That's not true. You do a lot of homework.
I do my homework.
Do not say that, because you do a lot of homework.
Listen,
This is part of it. How would you know this if you didn't do some homework?
Okay, fine. I was just trying to be cool, man. Like, don't steal my thunder again,
I'm
man.
not. I'm just saying you do.
What?
do
Get out
homework.
of my head, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is my head. Get out of it. It's pretty big.
Can I go?
No, stay
I
here.
see.
Jeez. All right. So he is the channel of the week that I advise you guys to go to. Actually, I see a video here. I haven't checked it out yet. He must have just come up with this.
You see?
Which is I'm looking at two screens, so it's kind of weird. That video there, I haven't checked that out. I have to check that one out. All right, moving along because it's almost 8 o'clock. Can you believe we've
I
been
know.
talking for so long?
I can.
This is the most I talk to my wife.
Not true.
You know, when I want to talk to Anna, I just say, let's do a live stream. That's the way I roll, people.
Oh my
You want to keep a good relationship?
Do a live stream.
Start doing live streams because it'll take your
Oh my god.
love life to the next level.
Mm.
And if you have the music going on, too bad I didn't get that. Wow, wow, wow. This is a different kind of music. But
Well, it's romantic.
it's a romantic.
You're talking
music.
about love.
You switch on the camera and then you can have a conversation.
Can you get on with that?
Okay. All right. This is another part, guys, that you should know. If you're married, keep her happy and just say yes. So now we're gonna move on to the podcast of the week. We're going to be talking about a podcast of a designer. He actually lived in Toronto for a little bit.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know if you knew that. So it is called the AID podcast. And yeah, I'm going to try to, where did I put the,
A what network?
yeah, network. Where did I put the, oh my God, where did I put it, man? I put the, oh my God, where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it, guys. I found it. Here it is.
There you go.
Right? It's Adventures in Design. I've been listening to this guy for about. We were still using a lot of the space down at Queen Street, so I'm gonna say about 3 years now that I've been listening to Mark Bricky. I'm so good with names.
You really are.
I am amazing, people.
Apparently, it's an Aquarius thing.
It might be.
Apparently,
It's
what I hear and see.
It's a me thing. Me and names. Anyways, moving on. Mark is, so he talks a lot about design. So if you guys know, I'm a graphic designer, so I like listening to a lot of this stuff. He brings out so many artists into his podcast. He does podcasts. He was doing it like regularly. And I think he still is doing. I have to say lately, because of this whole craziness that's going on in the world, I just don't have the time to listen to so many podcasts as I used to. And a fun fact, right? Because I used to listen to all the podcasts while I was driving. And now because I'm not driving as much, I don't listen to as many podcasts.
That's me.
As I used to.
And audiobooks. Like
It's crazy.
I've gone from like 5-6 audiobooks a month to not even one.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of crazy.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy how life has changed.
I just, the other day, I was like, how did this happen? I downloaded an audiobook and then the app told me it was going to expire in 2 days and I didn't even start listening to it. I'm like, how in the world did this happen?
Oh
right?
my God.
So,
you're going to lose a book?
No, I was able to renew it. But yeah.
Let's stop this right now and let's talk about this.
I was listening to 4 to 5 books a month. I can't even get through one anymore.
Okay.
And I'm home.
I'm sorry. This is gonna get serious right now. I'm gonna move the camera.
No, move on.
No.
It's
Okay,
quite
we're gonna
interesting.
say it's up there. It's Adventures in Design. It's a good podcast if you guys like anything to do with creativity and
No, it's
design and all that.
3 minutes to wait.
I know exactly. That's why I'm gonna get serious here because.
No, don't.
Tell me, Anna.
Oh man,
How does it make you feel now that you're not reading as many
it's awful.
books
It's awful.
online? Are you
No,
reading
no,
or
I
are you
was
listening?
I was doing both before. I was reading a book and I was listening to another one.
And
So
how
I
does that
always-
make you feel?
When I'm able to read and listen to books, it makes me
Yes.
feel awesome. I love it. It's a world apart.
Really?
It just takes you to
Can you
that.
give us a little bit more insight about what makes you?
What are you looking for?
I'm just trying to help.
You are not at all, because I can't read and listen to books as often as I used to.
So, is this bringing you a level of anxiety that you
Yes.
never had before?
Yes, exactly.
How does that make you feel?
Anxious. No, it's okay.
And how is that
Jokes
affecting your
my
love
Lord.
life?
Jokes apart, not at all. Jokes apart.
I'm not joking.
You are.
I'm giving you my doctor voice.
good
Very
Lord.
deep voice.
No, it's true. You can't listen to where you're on the go, whether you're driving or taking public transportation. you do have you do have that time, right,
Okay.
to listen to stuff. And so I got used to listen to books, which there's a huge debate that you're not reading when you're listening. Yeah, you are. I know those books. But yeah, I still have then a book I keep at home to read.
Okay.
And I've been reading. It's just that I went from having 40 to 60 books a year down to like 20. That's not cool.
20 bucks a year.
That's no.
And that's still
I used
not
to
cool for
read
you?
at least double of that.
Okay, but you know what? We're at the end of the show right now.
Yes.
But we have a few minutes.
Oh,
You know why
man.
we have a few minutes? Because we're doing this live on YouTube. And this is good for your relationship. This is what happens. And I'm going to put some music on. Because I don't know how long this is going to
My
last.
battery is getting. Yeah.
It's okay, Anna. You don't need the battery on. We're having a one-to-one.
Things I
Forget
with.
forget what? There's nobody here. It's just the two of us.
Oh, it doesn't faze me, as you know.
I know. I still have that deep voice going on.
Which
I
is
wanna-
kind of disturbing.
I know. But this is the end of the show, so we need to get deep. We need to get
We're talking about books. You're making the whole thing sound like it's terrible. Reading is fun.
Why do you think I'm making it sound like it's terrible?
Because you're
I
just
didn't
going
say
into,
this.
you know how it doesn't make you feel. Making books are fun. Reading is fun.
Let's talk about that.
About what exactly?
How much fun are you having with books? And what is this side of yours that I don't know
Oh
about?
my God! Trust him to take everything left field.
I think the audience wants to know, Anna.
You were the one who said
Don't
you
yell.
don't have
Listen, you're
time
getting-
to listen to podcasts the same way you used to. And I
Okay,
said, I know.
we need to bring that energy down. You're being aggressive. People are listening and watching us right now, and
No.
they're seeing your level of aggressiveness going up, and we need to be calm.
As I said, oh no, I'm in my Zen mode. As I
doesn't look
said,
like it.
well, I am. As I was saying, you mentioned that you don't have time to listen to podcasts, and I said, me too, and
Listen.
my audiobooks.
When, in my professional opinion,
Since when have you become a psychologist?
like I was saying, in my professional opinion, I think you
It's 8
shouldn't
o'clock.
be turning that anger around towards what I was saying before. I mean, you need to
Anger.
embrace
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with the lack of
It's 8
of
o'clock.
reading. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of this here live stream because Anna is stressed out. It is 8 o'clock. She's obviously hungry because we haven't had dinner yet.
Yes, that's one reason.
So I apologize.
It's also
I
Friday.
I feel bad for you guys that you had to go through this experience live here on the Creative 7 channel. I hope that you can find in your hearts a little space, a little something in which you could forgive Anna for being this way. She can't control it, but it all has to do with the lack of books. And once
No,
we
I have books. I just don't have the time to read them. There's a library upstairs. And you know it.
as I was saying, this is the kind of show that you want to tune in every Friday. Tell your friends, your family, and everybody around you
Tons
that
of
this is
books.
the show that you want to be in together with us, because I need some more music. When you're with us here, you're not just watching us, you're with us.
True. Very true.
You're a part of this
Part
channel.
of the family.
You're a part of this show.
I can recommend some books.
And I'm calling it a show because I can.
Oh my
I want to bring in the
God.
community, and I want to bring in people that can help Anna.
Oh, Anna doesn't need help. She just needs time
She
to
needs,
read.
she's denying it. Denial is the first step to a problem.
Can we go?
I was trying to keep a straight face. Anyways, guys, we're going to go.
man.
We're going to get the hell out of here before I get beat up. After the cameras are off, she's going to probably grab the chair that she's sitting in and just throw it at me. And yes, this is what happens. I'll keep the camera in the back rolling so that you guys can see what happens afterwards. But click that subscribe button. click that like button, click that notification. But what are the buttons that
I
people have to?
don't
I don't
know.
know, man. You guys know what to do. Just do what you have to do here on what is it, on YouTube. And I just had a little. I got out of the zone.
Listen, I'm the old one. Can't help you.
Leave us comments. Leave us questions. Leave us opinions of what you think Anna should do because of the lack of book reading that she's been going through. Love you guys. Peace out. We'll be here next Friday. We'll make more noise all over our socials so that you guys know that we'll remind you that we're going to be here on next Friday. But don't forget, man. I think it's going to be a cool time. We're here to have a good time. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is bringing on guests aside from just the two of us.
Hey.
I didn't even tell you that before,
Okay,
but this is something. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I see.
You're going to still be sitting there. We're going to bring people in through the interwebs.
All right.
Okay? From around the world. We're going to bring people from all over the place.
Okay.
If Elon Musk is in Mars, we'll bring him from Mars if he
connection.
wants. You know, just because he goes to Joe Rogan and he thinks he's cool. No, he's going to come to the Creative 7 channel because this is cooler. This is the best Friday night time you can have anywhere in the universe. Peace out. We'll be here next week.
See ya.